Hey guys, welcome back to AntlerAnglerTv. I know on the last video we said that we would be probably off for another 3 weeks before the next video, but we decided to do a equipment video. So to start, I have our rifles here that we use for our deer hunting. I have my 30-06 Remington and then my dad's 270 Winchester. I'll start with the 30-06. I got this gun, I think it was 2014. It's a Remington 783. It's kind of the consumer-friendly, cost-friendly version of the Remington 700, which is the premium rifle made by Remington. It comes chambered, I believe it was 270, like a 7mm, and then there was another caliber besides the 30-06. I got the 30-06. Here, it's a synthetic black, and what's nice about these newer rifles is it has the recoil pad. It absorbs the recoil, makes you more accurate, and then obviously I've noticed a difference from my last rifle that didn't have the recoil pad. And what's nice about these newer rifles compared to my dad's 270 is that you get a, let me set that down, you get a clip now in a lot of these newer rifles. So this is a 4-round clip. You just have to put in your 4 cartridges, bolt it, and you're good to go. Compared to my dad's 270, to where I kind of call it like a manual rifle, because you have to load them individually down in here. And especially in the late seasons where it gets cold, my dad, he's actually jammed this up in the morning where he couldn't bolt it. So we've had some interesting mornings where that's happened, which is why I like how these newer rifles, a lot more models are switching to this 4-round clips, 3-round clips, whatever, you know, can hold your ammo. So that's our next topic, ammunition. So when I first got this rifle, I experimented with 3 kinds of ammo. It was federal ammunition. I believe it was Ted Nugent made ammunition. His were like those cool ballistic tip points. They were like green. They looked badass, but they didn't shoot good with this gun. And then Remington core lock. So my dad, his rifle's a Winchester. He shoots Remington. You don't need a match like kind of how I do. It's really preference. Everything from the steelhead fishing stuff we're going to talk about to all the hunting stuff, it's preference and what performs best for your equipment. So when I went to the gun range, when I first got this, we shot to 3 different kinds of ammunition. With the federal and Ted Nugent ammo, I was on paper. I would go off paper on the next shot. Then the next shot I'd be back on paper, but on the whole different side of the grid on the target. And then I switched over to the core locked and start getting those groupings. So I stick with core locked. To me, it's the most consistent ammo for what I use, and I like it the best. My dad and I both shoot 150 grain. I've shot 180 in my 30-06. It's not ridiculous, but it's just too much for deer hunting. I don't need that much to kill a deer. I mean, I've shot a deer with a 243, which is a much smaller caliber than this. But if you're going for elk and stuff like that, okay, but 150's the best sweet spot. So that's what we use for ammunition, and these are hunting rifles. Alright, so now that we're done with the rifles, I'm going to move over to my crossbow. This is a Centerpoint Sniper Whisper 370 Elite. It's another kind of consumer-friendly crossbow package. I believe I got this one for $250 off Cabela's, and it's pretty nice actually. Shoots really fast. It's called the 370 because it's 370 FPS, so not as much as the newer like 440 FPS or 430 FPS crossbows, but it's enough to get the job done. These are pile drivers by Carbon Express, our arrows, and then the broadheads, they are Spitfires by New Archery Products. So the guys at Cabela's recommended that these were the best ones, and from what I've seen so far, they are. Good like entry wounds, good exit wounds, and clean bloody arrows, so it's what you like to see. This crossbow, it's not one of the ones where you can crank it, or you know, the automatic cranks. You do get like a pulley system to pull it up. It's not bad to pull it up, especially once you learn how to use the pulley system. It's pretty easy. You get the scope obviously with the crossbow, and it's a 4x32. So the crosshairs are kind of different. I wish you guys could see them, but it's like your typical crossbow. So you have your down, your cross, and you have 4 that mark your yardage. So I think it's 20, 30, 40, 50. That's pretty much it for the crossbow. I haven't got to use it too much. I got it 2 years ago. Only been out with it a couple times. Shot at turkeys with it. Missed, but that's where we kind of saw the velocity. They were pretty far away, but we saw how powerful it was. I did shoot a porcupine with this, but that's a different story we can get to later. But yeah, so this is the Sniper Whisper 370 by Centerpoint. Last time I was on the internet on Cabela's and Bass Pro, I did not see them in stock. However, I did see them on Amazon, but they were a little more expensive. I think they're around $300, $310. Still really good for a crossbow package, especially since you get the scope. They give you fuel points, so you get a few arrows with it, and it's really reliable. I sighted this in probably 2 shots. So it's a good crossbow. Definitely recommend it if you are looking for something to be cost friendly, not something that's, you know, a Raven or whatever they're called where they're $2,000. So definitely recommend this. Do recommend the Spitfire broadheads, and then the pile drivers they were Carbon Express. They're really good, but like I said, guys, it's really personal preference. All this stuff in this video is personal preference, and if you have any questions about any of the equipment so far in the video, just shoot a comment down below and I'll be sure to answer it. Alright, so this will be the last section of the deer hunting equipment. This is just some smaller stuff to show you guys. The first thing is actually going to be this backpack. It's my dad's. He just got it this year. It's a new release from Cabela's. It is called the Bow and Rifle 2500. Big backpack. What's different about this backpack, though, which is nice, is you can actually has like a rifle holder. So you can put your rifle through the top here, feed it down, have your stock in this. Makes you know, your hands free if you have to carry extra stuff. But it's really nice. Waterproof. Really big. I think it's $150 at Cabela's, but it is a new release this year, so definitely recommend it, or my dad would obviously recommend it to you guys if you have the chance to get one. It has like a nice little waist that you can clip, that way it's nice and sturdy. And yeah, so it's just a nice backpack, lots of pockets for all your equipment. My dad pretty much carries everything we need out there in this one backpack, so definitely check it out if you guys have the chance. And then just real quick before I get to the scents, you can find these at any hardware store. They clip to your hat. They're actually really nice and really bright, so kind of can experiment for the first time like this. That way when you're walking in the morning, you have hands free, because my dad and I are typically carrying in chairs, blind, any extra equipment we need. So just to have an extra hand, it's nice. So these are like $7 at any hardware store. And then the most important thing on the table are scents. So these are what my dad and I use every year. We've shot probably 3 deer using these scrape generators by Buck Bomb. So pretty much what you do is you make a synthetic scrape. So just kick at the ground. If you deer hunt, you know what a scrape looks like. So try to make it, you know, as realistic as possible. You hang this, this is the forehead gland. You obviously put the dripper in there, get it wet, hang it on the tree, just let it drip into the scrape generator, shake it up, spray it around, and then you're good to go. Also kind of take a kick at it, or make it look like a buck, just like a rival buck, I guess you could say, came through, tore it up. That way, you know, it keeps it active for you guys. But this stuff works. You know, we're not sponsored by anyone. The channel's small, so you can trust me when I say this stuff is really, really good. We rely on it every year. Even in the off season, you know, my dad and I will go to a sporting goods store in April, May, June, July, and we buy as many of these as we can just to stock up, because they do work. I shot my first buck because it was coming to a scrape in December that we had put down in November, and we know actually it was our scrape because he was looking at the tree where our dripper was, where we put the forehead gland. So that's pretty much it for equipment. Like I said, guys, if you have really any questions about any other equipment or what you've been shown today, just hit us up in the comments down below. I'll be sure to get back to every single one of you as quickly as possible. I'm pretty much checking out the channel every day, and I can even make recommendations for you guys. So, alright, so thank you guys for tuning in for this video. I know it's a little different than being in the woods, but we want to upload for you guys as much as possible. So, like I said in the last video, we'll be back in the woods November 5th, November 6th for the last weekend of the bow season, and then the next weekend it's rifle season. If you have any questions, once again, don't hesitate to ask about anything, and I will be sure to answer you guys. We'll see you next time.